Good morning. Hopefully your guys' Friday is starting off well. I'm assuming so because a long weekend is coming up fast. So woohoo! Well, at least for everybody in Canada. So I'm not sure about the U.S. or anywhere else. I've got a concerning one for you today. Unfortunately, I can't say a good one for you today, and sort of a weird one as well. Concerning that there's a ton of controversy around it, and not like controversy of whether it was bad or good. I thought, but like controversy as like, holy, this was a terrible idea. From the National Post, faulty, expensive ArriveCan app was still the right answer. Former CBSA head tells MPs. So this is going to be more of a rant because I've been reading a lot of National Post over the while. Like I said, they've been doing a good little job. So I'm going to let you guys more read this and rant about it. So let's get to it. So John Osowski told the Public Accounts Committee Thursday that the pandemic presented a set of border challenges unlike anything they have ever faced. So apparently this John Osowski dude, he recently quit and he's working for a different consulting company who works heavily with the government. He says saying this is no part because he wants more jobs from the government, and it's not because he wants to look better in front of his company or the company he works for. So sure, that's not the reason because like if you criticized ArriveCan, that wouldn't hurt your company at all or the company you work for at all. But actually, to be completely honest, it would probably help a company in the long run because conservatives are probably going to win the next election. So, looking long term, I don't know how this is going to turn out for them, but whatever. The concerning part is that this guy used to be CBSA head. So, part of the government. So that means there's still like people in our government that thought ArriveCan app, which made us tell the government all of our medical information, and that is like pretty dang personal information, while promising not to send it to or not to share it to anybody. And we know how secure our government is with foreign entities. Just research all the scandals our government is having with China and India. So that might concern you. Other than that, let's get into my rant. Yeah, so ArriveCan app cost over $60 million, and they're still going on that this happened. During an unprecedented time, so we didn't have time to look over how expensive this would be, and we weren't really worried about how expensive this was going to be. Yeah, you're the government. This is what you're supposed to do, because when you're printing money, but I know this is naive of me because the government never really cares, but 60 million for an app that it didn't work because it started saying that people had the great cold when they didn't, and so they had to be locked down for 2 weeks in some random pandemic it was an apartment complex. Well, yeah, some places it was, but it was more hotels that I don't know if you could find all the articles about it, but these pandemic hotels had terrible food, had terrible service. They didn't have good locks on the doors, so there were people just randomly entering people's rooms. A lot of these rooms, people know in hotels you can't open the windows, so people were stuck in their rooms without windows and going mental because of that. And people lost their jobs because they couldn't work for 2 weeks. So, and the government's coming out and they're saying, "Oh, I'm still proud of it." What does this say that they're going to do in the future? Right? What if something bad happens in the future? They're just going to be like, "Well, we're just going to do the same thing." Oh, and it seems a little expensive, but we're in unprecedented times. So this just shows There's people in the government who do the exact same thing all over again, and a lot of this stuff was illegal. So, wow, a lot of the stuff that um, the company who made ArriveCan uh, is now being investigated by the RCMP. So questionable at the least, and they're still saying that they're proud of what they've done. So, but he goes on to say that we have the largest border and it cut down on papers and stuff like that. It didn't work, and some nerds in their basement made the exact same thing for a fraction of the price. I know they're not nerds. Well, maybe they were nerds, but some incredibly smart people. I can't remember how much it was, but I think it was like 150,000 or something like that. It was crazy, but I can't believe like after this, like one of the biggest scandals in the liberals' history, anybody would be coming out about um about this. I'm gonna promote Western's or not Western Standard, True North and Northern Perspective on YouTube. So if you want to see pretty much all of the what would they be called, the proceedings, I guess, of the ArriveCan app scandal, go to Northern Perspective on YouTube. Definitely subscribe to them because they do. Like, they make my work look like I am lazy as heck because they put a lot of work into their stuff. They do a lot of research and they followed ArriveCan through like the whole scandal. So if you want to learn about that, go to their channel and watch it. It is amazing what this company did. I wish I could remember what the ArriveCan company was called. Now I'm blanking on it. Give me 2 seconds. I am going to look that up. GC Strategies. Sorry, it took a little bit long, but okay. So yeah, so pretty much what the CBSA head is, he's praising GC Strategies, which is now being investigated by the RCMP. So I know it might not like some people might say, "Oh no, he's just saying like he's proud of like bringing the ArriveCan app in." The the company who made it, that means that you're also praising the company who made it. So, anyways, as I was saying before I went off on that rant, and promotion. Remember, Northern Perspective, YouTube. Um, so where was I? Right. So yeah, he says that because of the big border and all that, we needed to bring this in, and it helped cut down on paper and showing that you had all of this or all of the documentation. I'm like, uh, gyms. Like, there are some gyms that if you showed that you got the jab, they just let you in, and you just had to flash it to them. So that's so really all you had to do at the border is give them your passport and give them that sheet that said you got the jab, and that's it. Or a doctor's note saying that you can't get it because of a medical condition. Or hey, how about let's not discriminate between people and their medical history. Plus, these NRA, I hesitantly call them vaccines because they're not really vaccines because they don't really prevent you from getting it. They just prevent you from getting the symptoms. But it doesn't make sense that they would prevent people from coming in who aren't vaccinated because they'd get sick themselves. So because if like the majority of Canadians were vaccinated or were jabbed, so yeah, they already got the jab, which a lot of them did. Even if the people coming across the border gave it to them, then they wouldn't have any symptoms theoretically. So that's how it was technically supposed to work. So honestly, I think this ArriveCan app was just a way to sort of, it was a social experiment, and it was a way to get a lot of information from a lot of people. Like I said, even if it, like, even say it wasn't, and that's just conspiracy right here. They still look at your passports, and it's not hard, and it takes like maybe 5 minutes to look at a doctor's note or that says if you got the jab or not, or if you have a medical situation. And yeah, like I said, I was at gyms who did the same thing, and it was fast. So I don't think this guy really knows what he's talking about. So hey, this is what we can expect from people who are politicians or work for politicians. This guy used to be a politician, so I think technically he still is. But hey, let me know what you think down below. If you could subscribe, that would be awesome. And hey, even if you don't really want to comment anything, if you can put a 1 or a 2 or a check mark or something in the comments, it helps with the algorithm and push out this video, and that would be pretty sweet as well. So other than that, have a good Friday, and we'll talk to you later.